What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the MG Cup Series here on NBC. Getting ready to kick things off from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Good old Loudon. And speaking of Loudon, that's our trophy. Loudon the Lobster. Who's gonna go home with either something they can hang up, like a souvenir, or some dinner, We're gonna find out in just a bit here as we head through 3 and 4. Jimmy Johnson's here, pole sitter with Denny Hamlin starting to his outside, then is Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 17 of Matt Kenseth, and then Jeff Gordon and the 99 of Carl Edwards rounding out your top 6. The pace car is in. We are about to begin. The green flag is waving. We're racing at New Hampshire. Immediately already fanning out. Drivers diving down at the bottom, trying to make any ground they can. And off of turn number 2. Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson side by side for the lead as we head down into 3 and 4. Lots of contact being made back here. Kyle Busch and Truex locked on each other's doors right there. As we come off turn 4. Hamlin, your leader. Track widen out quite a bit as we got a crash on the front straightaway to 86 of Fred Jones around, and many more involved. Caution is out for the first time today. And racing back to the caution flag as most of the field had already crossed the line. Denny Hamlin way out in front. Carl Edwards catching the 48 of Johnson through 3 and 4. Can he potentially get up there and pass him on his restart? It's not going to happen here. Maybe on the restart. We'll just have to wait and see. But what happened to bring out this first caution? There was a lot of contact being made throughout the field. Cars were everywhere. Look at this. Truex and Kyle Busch all the way down almost onto the apron heading into turn 3. 13 of Jeremiah Cook had to check up big time. It looks like Fred Jones just gets hooked, saves it, but comes back across the nose of Truex, and a big crash ensues. Oh man, Dale Jarrett in the 44 caught up in that one. Reed Sorensen, Fred Jones in the 86, and then 55 of Michael Waltrip as well. Brian Vickers, lots of cars caught up in that one. Here we go, green flag back in the air. Look at Carl Edwards pushing that 11 down in a turn 1. Thought about making a move, decided against it. Would have been an aggressive restart there. Oh, hard in the wall in the back. Wrecking again. It's the 6 of David Reagan. Michael Waltrip involved as well as the 15 of Paul Menard. Wanted to crash down the back stretch, or in turn 3 rather. He was able to keep it off other cars, and we're still trying to wreck on the front straightaway. One in the inside wall, keeping it straight is the 8 of Mark Martin. Man, oh man, David Reagan looked like his day might be done. He takes that thing back to pit road and is gonna try and get repairs. Luckily, I think, I'm not sure if y'all have noticed yet, but it seems like pit stops may make a return in the future because they are able to change tires now without getting stuck on pit road. I'm not sure if it was shown in this race, but you'll definitely notice it out at Watkins Glen. Let's see what happened though. Camera changed at the last minute. Oh, Robbie Gordon got into the back of the 15, hooked him into David Reagan. He slides up, collects Michael Waltrip as he heads to the outside wall, and that's going to be their day done. Get ready to hop back into it here. Denny Hamlin still your race leader. Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth up to 3rd. Oh, around goes Dale Jr. Into the outside wall. Ooh, gets hit hard. I believe by Bill Elliott in the 21, it is. And another car was collected. I think that was the 96, because he's smoking. Yeah, J.J. Yaley. Heavy damage to the front end of that 96 car. Racing back to the caution yet again, and we may see race control take a single file here as Dale Jr. takes the road course back to pit road. Man, Jr. just got hooked on the restart there by Jeff Burton. As Burton tried to stick it into a hole that wasn't really there. I mean, it was there, but he just couldn't get it to turn. And then Bill Elliott, already high on the racetrack, just nowhere to go, plows right into that 88 car. Right into the path of the 96. I think the 14 of Sterling Marlin got a little bit of damage. Yeah, you see the hood scrunched up a little bit. That's a shame for that Mac Motorsports Papyrus Racing driver. Man, it's been a rough start for these guys, huh? Denny Hamlin is going to still lead, but Jimmy Johnson got a great jump on that restart. Green flag back in the air. 3 wide. We are still double file, by the way. 3 wide on turn 2. I think race control's got some faith in these guys. Oh man, who's that way up into the wall? I think that's the 34 of John Andretti back there. Yeah, it is. Andretti for the newly formed Front Row Motorsports. Up to the outside wall, but keeping it straight. So we are green, and we will complete a lap under green here. Or did I speak too soon? Contact with Kyle Petty. He keeps it straight. We've completed a green flag lap. I knew we had a chance there. Didn't want to jinx it. But race control still had faith in the field. Believed they could still make a lap under green, and they did. Now we're looking at 2 laps here. Can they make it 2? Denny Hamlin's going to complete the second green flag lap of the race. His car's in the wall in the back. David Rudiman tagged the wall back there. Martin Truex Jr. is trying to climb his way back up through the field after that contact earlier on. He's got a little damage to that car, but for the most part, he's all right. Lots of cars with damage early on here. Would have not expect New Hampshire to be this chaotic. It hadn't been this way since 03, the inaugural season, where every track was chaotic. Including Bristol, where at the night race we only saw, what, 4 or 5 cars finish the race? If even that. '31. Jeff Burton right in the rear bumper of Matt Kenseth, trying to figure out how he's going to pass him. Looks like he's just going to try and move him up off the groove there. And that's exactly what he did. Pushed Kenseth off into the corner faster than he wanted to go. Trying to get to his inside, but unfortunately a caution is going to halt the racing yet again as Travis Quapple's got heavy damage in the back. What happened here? Headed through 1 and 2. Mark Martin just gets into the back of him. Oh man, he and Michael Waltrip got together. The uncharacteristic move by Mark Martin to see him drive through somebody like that. Probably, we got an onboard with that 8 car. Probably just expected. Oh, I see what happened. Tried to go for a gap and just kind of misjudged it a little bit. And got into the left rear quarter panel of the 28. 55 of Michael Waltrip on the inside. Just gets collected and nowhere to go. Nothing to do with that. Oh, man. Just a hard impact into the wall. And then the 55 gets squeezed into the wall as well. Luckily, that was only 3 cars. So we're all good. We're going to keep it rolling. Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin. Still your top 2. In reverse order. Green flag back in the air. We're only on lap 25, y'all. This is going to be a long ride. 31 of Jeff Burton is shuffled out of line. It actually worked to his advantage, as now he dives off into 3 and 4. Still side by side. Here comes the 20 of Stewart to the rear bumper of that 17 machine. Kenseth moving down the block. 3 wide behind him. Off the turns 1 and 2 yet again. I do believe we have a caution. Yes. Somebody spun on the front straightaway. I think it might have been the 14 of Sterling Marlin bringing out the caution. And yes, it was Sterling, and he just gets dumped by Mark Martin. This is really uncharacteristic of Mark Martin, guys. That 14 car just way off the pace. And Mark Martin just drove right through him there. I mean, he was leaning on him for the entire corner. You never see Mark Martin do that. I'm not sure what's going on. Just goes to show how frustrating this race has been for everybody involved. We keep doubling them up and launching them off again as the green flag is out yet again. Static shots of the action here from New Hampshire. 3 wide. Kevin Harvick making that top side work. It's doing wonders for him as he clears his teammate Clint Boyer there. And now the 13, Jeremiah Cook on the inside. Cook in his first full-time season here in the MG Cup Series. Wasn't really planning on running 2 series full-time, but 97 truck for Mack Motorsports has been mostly reserved to him due to the 73 truck, which is actually going to be rebranded next season. We learned. The 73 truck opening up, and Chris Mack decided to run that truck instead of the 97. So made a season number swap for Chris Mack there. But yeah, 36 truck for Mack Motorsports will also be rebranded into the 79. So that's also interesting to see, but I believe the 73 will be rebranded to the 86. Next season, just an inkling, something we've heard. Not 100% sure if that's the exact plan yet, but sounds like it. We've got teammates battling each other for position back here, side by side between Jamie McMurray and the 16 of Greg Biffle. Anyway, sorry. Denny Hamlin absolutely running away with the lead, but Jeff Burton has worked his way up into P2. The car's been very fast. David Reagan's way off the pace, so we're likely going to lap him in the next handful of laps. could play a factor in who wins this race. It's a 1 second gap right now, but that can all change if they get stuck behind lap traffic. So we'll see in just a couple of laps here. We'll jump ahead. We'll be right back. Welcome back to New Hampshire. Nothing has changed. They've gotten past Reagan pretty cleanly there, but we're catching another one. It's the 44 Dale Jarrett in his final season here in the MG Cup Series. Having a really rough go at things, but just out here having fun, or at least trying to. Just kind of cruising around in his last year of racing. We're all still cheering for him. We want him to win one more race here in the MG Cup Series. Tony Stewart now gets beside Jeff Burton, side by side for P2. Stewart looking to make it a Joe Gibbs 1-2 finish here, because he does have the second fastest lap time. His teammate who's leading, Hamlin, has the fastest lap time of the race. Jeff Burton has the third fastest, so top 3 fastest cars as far as single lap speed goes are right here, 1, 2, 3, duking it out for position. 2 Hendrick teammates behind those guys, and diving down in the 1 and 2. Hamlin's going to go down on the flat to get underneath the 44. Dale Jarrett's just going to let him by. Still battling. It's a 12 of Ryan Newman and a 13 of Jeremiah Cook. Now Newman has won here before in the MG Cup Series at New Hampshire. It'll be interesting to see if he can do it again. Need a lot of help though. Yeah, definitely need a caution and need a lot of things to go his way for that to happen. But it's still possible. Nothing's impossible here, so it's definitely possible. The 77 of Hornish back here, just kind of cruising around in his rookie year. Trying to gain some experience. He's a open wheel guy. He was invited to Shining Star Series, recently rebranded. I know it's halfway through the series, or it's through the season. But we figured Superstar League of Racing was it's kind of corny. Shining Star Series, it's also kind of corny, but easier to roll off the tongue. Triple S Series. That is what it's been rebranded to, and yeah, these guys definitely being introduced to Hornish and his talent, trying to learn the stock car racing side of things now. But yeah, looking at Greg Biffle here. He battles Kurt Busch side by side as Ryan Newman falls back. Here comes Kevin Harvick underneath, trying to take that spot away. Harvick down on the flat, trying to get that thing to rotate. Can he get the run off the corner? He does. He's able to get the power down, nearly clears the 12. Newman's going to get the run off the exit, but Harvick's pretty much got him clear at this point. Denny Hamlin continues to just run away with it here with 20 laps to go. I forget sometimes how long these MG Cup races are compared to the other races, even though it's just a 10-lap difference between MG Cup and Truck for most of these tracks. It's still a long, long way to go and a huge difference. So yeah, this is definitely a test of endurance for these MG Cup guys. It's the longest races of the season. That's how it's always been. MG Cup, actually the race distances have been reduced by quite a bit, because they were even longer than that. I believe New Hampshire was 105 or 100, something laps originally. Races were way longer, twice the distance just about for most races. So yeah, believe Daytona was 60 laps instead of 30. Or 500. That race distance has been reduced tremendously as well. Firecracker 400 at Daytona as well has been cautions out. I was gonna get into how the Firecracker at Daytona is possibly being looked at being removed from the schedule due to MG Cup officials not liking to go to two tracks or a track more than once in the season, and the interest for that race kind of dying out as well. So they may bring back the road course, but Tony Stewart seemingly blowing up. And that looks like the reason for the caution. Oh no, he got hooked into the outside wall by Jimmy Johnson. Both cars are destroyed. What happened there? Stewart trying to block. No, Johnson just got into him off the corner, and then Stewart, both go hard into the safer barrier there. Really strange incident. Goodness. Alright then. Man. Alright, well, let's try this again. Green flag back in the air. Jeff Burton needed this opportunity to try and get up there and fight Hamlin for the win. He's got it now. Trying to get the run on the high side. Can he pin that 11 car down? On corner exit, trying his best to pinch Hamlin. Hamlin's just too strong. Jimmy Johnson's got heavy damage, but he's still hanging tough up here on the outside as well. Burton almost had the advantage on Hamlin, but Hamlin's fighting back on the inside. Side by side out of turn number 4. Hamlin's got the run down the front straightaway with 12 laps to go here from New Hampshire. Hamlin is going to clear. So does Jeff Gordon. Now Gordon looks at Burton for second. Cars battling it out behind him as well. Martin pulling it to the inside, making it 3 wide. Back down to double file with Kyle Busch back there. Kevin Harvick defending against Ryan Newman. Newman's going to get back to his inside. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. Denny Hamlin's just untouchable here today. Nobody's been able to even breathe on that 11 car. As we come off turn 4, it'll be 10 laps to go. New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Ryan Newman up high. Harvick back down low. Let's go on board and see what kind of run he can get. Laps are just winding down. Denny Hamlin doesn't have much to worry about out in front here. as fast as these things look, they sound low on horsepower. It might be a change, make these things sound like they're actually ripping. It might actually be slightly restricted. I just realized. MG Cup didn't have that new that change made for this race. That didn't take effect yet. It was a quick change for Grand National and other lower divisions, but MG Cup still haven't had that change, so yeah, that's why they sound a little restricted. They are a little restricted. Not by much. They're still absolutely ripping, but they are slightly restricted, and they are changing that, making these things just absolutely just crazy on horsepower. So they'll be hard to control for sure, but it'll be crazier racing. At least we hope that'll be the case. We head through 3 and 4 with, or excuse me, 1 and 2 with 4 laps to go. Come out of turn number 2. Denny Hamlin sees David Reagan way off in the distance, hoping he won't catch him, but they might, but it honestly might not make a difference. I don't think he'll get there with enough time left for that 31 car to make a move on him there. I think at this stage in the race, it's just too little too late for anything like that. Out of turn 4, 2 laps to go for Denny Hamlin. James Dennis Allen Hamlin, dominant so far, has led just about every single lap. Aside from the times he has been beaten to the line on the restarts, he's led every single lap here from New Hampshire. And it's about to lead the last one, the one that counts the most. If he can just bring that thing around for 2 more solid sets of corners. White flag in the air that time by, catching the 6 of David Reagan right on the final lap here. Doesn't even need the push. He's got a good gap. Be patient here off the corner. Doesn't need to force anything. Now he's going to pull to the inside down the back straightaway. Jeff Burton's wishing he would have caught him sooner. But through 3 and 4 for the final time, Denny Hamlin, untouchable here today as he comes off turn number 4. He sees the checker flag and wins at New Hampshire. How about Jimmy Johnson hanging on to 4th with that heavy damage? Everybody else working their way through. Or Tony Stewart having to settle for a horrible finish after contact with Johnson there. But that's going to do it. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. I hope to see y'all next time. Until then,